Burglar, my husband shouted as police cuffed me in our new home. It was his wife's accusation. I wasn't a burglar, I was his first wife, or so I thought. Out of the blue, the police appeared at my front door while I was at our new home during a business trip. "We're taking you into custody for a burglary in progress," they announced. I was stunned. The person who reported me was, supposedly, the woman of the house. However, I'm the wife and inhabitant of this residence. Who exactly were they referring to? That's when the whole deception my husband was running hit me, and I was furious. My name is Robin, and I am a 30-year-old who works in an office. I share a home with my spouse, Vernon. We connected at work, had a courtship, and got married. After saying I do, we continued our careers, but I was told to go on a long-term business trip. The company abruptly instructed me to undertake this business trip. Isn't it terrible, particularly since we were just starting our marriage? Well, it's because you're so talented. Do your best. Hey, won't you miss me while I'm gone? Sure, I'll miss you, he said, but we're building our new place and we'll live together permanently, so it's just for a little while. The plan was to build our new place. After touring several real estate agents together, we finally located a piece of land we loved. We committed to sharing the construction expenses and adding both of our names to the ownership documents. I would drop by the construction site sometimes and speak with the realtor, excited for its completion. Then, at that moment, I was informed I'd be relocated to a different state for an extended assignment. I knew I'd be living solo in the company dorm for a bit. My plan was to figure out the decor after actually getting a look at the space, I explained. I thought I could just send you pictures of the layout and the inside through my phone. That should be fine, yeah. Okay, you'll do that, great, thanks. And just like that, I headed off for my long-term work assignment, leaving my love behind. While I was away, Vernon was going to send me pictures of the house's structure and the inside, putting in the things I asked for. We were scheduled to move in when I came back for a work trip. I put in a ton of effort, always looking forward to when I could get back to our new place. My work hours at the assignment location were all over the place, and it was tough to get days off in a row. One day, I unexpectedly got a day off, owing to something that happened with a client. I decided I'd use this unexpected free time to go home for the first time in a while. The new house should be pretty much done, so I thought I'd stop at the construction site on the way. I sent Vernon a text about this, but he hadn't seen it. I assumed he was busy with it. I figured he was probably busy with the construction at the new house. I sent Vernon a message about my plans, but he was tied up at work. When I got to the station closest to our new house, I saw a bunch of missed calls from Vernon. I called him back right away. I just got to the station. Is something up? Where are you exactly? I'm at Central Station. When I talked to Vernon on the phone, he sounded super worried, asking where I was. What are you doing at Central Station? You're not actually thinking of going to the new place, are you? Yeah, I am planning on it. Nope, you really shouldn't go, just stay put. What's the deal? Why can't I go? I'm going to come get you right now. Just stay where you are. I'll tell you what's happening later, okay, I guess. Even though I was confused, Vernon sounded really panicked, so I decided to do what he said. He hurried to pick me up, even though he was supposed to be working. Instead of heading to the new place, I wound up back at our old home. Vernon told me that some dangerous chemicals had been added to the house paint, and it wouldn't be safe to go near it until it got repainted because of the health risks. You can't go in there. Please just wait until they finish repainting. Oh, I had no clue. But more importantly, how did you get time off so quickly? Wait, time off. Oh, apparently there was a problem with the client, so those plans fell through. I took the day off because I had nothing else to do. Is it really all right to just take time off all of a sudden, just because you don't have anything else going on? What? Why are you asking if it's okay? Am I doing something wrong by taking time off? No, that's not what I meant. I just wished I could have taken time off as well. I was trying to say I wanted to have time off to coordinate with your schedule. I was kind of glad to see that Vernon seemed a bit annoyed because he wanted to take time off too. We both have jobs, so we can't help it. I'll just hang out at home and unwind, so don't worry about it. No, I took some time off as well. I'm going to stay here with you while you're at home. Even once we were back, Vernon was really attentive and seemed concerned. Second I stepped back inside, though, something just wasn't right. I wondered if it was just because I'd been gone for so long. The apartment didn't feel like someone had actually been living here. Do you want something to eat? Should we get food delivered? Sure, let's do that. And then I saw it. The fridge was completely empty. Well, I've been on my own, so I've mainly been eating at restaurants. Vernon, where's the computer that used to sit here? Oh, that? It wasn't working right, so I got rid of it. But it was practically new. Yeah, I know, bad luck, right? Vernon, no water is coming out of the faucet. Oh crap, just a moment. Vernon grabbed his phone and started making calls and doing stuff out by the front door. Turns out he'd forgot to pay the water bill. I saw the entrance was spotless. I slowly opened the shoe closet. My shoes were still there, but Vernon's shoes, which I expected to see, were nowhere to be found. When Vernon walked back inside and saw me standing in the entryway, his eyes went wide. He asked me, "Where are you going?" I thought I might go out and get some things. "I'll come with you then." "And oh, I've handled the water situation. It should be all good now." Vernon looked really uneasy about where I was going. It felt like he was keeping tabs on me. I started to worry about Vernon. His actions seemed to indicate that he was concealing something. That night, I got a phone call from my job telling me to come in. I was supposed to have vacation days, but I can't stay here tonight. "Okay, well, if it's work, I understand. I'll take you to the train station." "What? You don't have to do that." Even though I argued with him, Vernon still took me to the train station. In fact, he walked with me all the way to the platform and didn't leave until I got on the train. I got back to the company housing late, and I was so worn out that I didn't even have a single thought before I just drifted off to sleep. The next morning, I showed up at the branch office, and everyone there looked astonished to see me. "Wait a minute," they said. "Weren't you supposed to be off today?" I was scheduled off, but headquarters had told me to come to work instead. That didn't seem right to me. They insisted, "Your day off is still approved for today." What was going on? I told them that headquarters had contacted me the day before. I thought, doesn't headquarters manage our schedules? This whole thing must be a misunderstanding. After my coworker mentioned that, I double-checked, and it turned out I was indeed supposed to be off work that day. Headquarters had sent out the wrong work order. I was really bummed to lose my day off. I began to wonder, was this a mistake by someone at headquarters? Or was this some kind of intentional sabotage? I just couldn't figure it out. I contacted headquarters to ask them what happened. They responded, explaining that because of my problematic behavior, they didn't want to give me consecutive days off during this long-term assignment. The so-called problematic behavior they were talking about was that I was accused of stalking. I was completely stunned and my thoughts just stopped. Me, a stalker? That was a completely untrue accusation. Also, who exactly was I supposedly stalking? I adamantly told the headquarters staff that this was absurd. I said, "I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Besides, I'm married. There's no way I would stalk someone. If you don't explain this, I'm going to lodge a formal complaint of power harassment." Maybe my intense reaction nudged them, because the central office team requested some time to look into things, and they assured me they'd get back to me with a decision. I was still fuming, so I figured I'd request another day away from work. Nevertheless, I made the folks at headquarters swear that the accuser wouldn't know I was fighting this whole thing. Based on Vernon's actions when I got home yesterday, I had a sneaking suspicion he was somehow mixed up in all this. That work order that appeared right when I walked in the door at home, it just felt off. So that day I secretly went to check out our new house without saying a word to Vernon. I just knew there had to be something hidden in that place. Vernon had been absolutely refusing to let me go anywhere near it. When I got to the new house's location, the construction was totally finished. I used my key and let myself inside. All the furniture I'd chosen was there, and the inside looked exactly as I'd imagined. Oddly, the power was on, and there were indications someone was living there. When I opened the fridge, there were groceries inside it. There was soap and shampoo sitting in the bathroom. In the closet, I found women's clothes that weren't mine. I was totally baffled. I decided to call the real estate agent. About the new house. "Yes, thank you for everything. How are you finding things there?" "Well, we haven't moved in yet, but it seems like someone's already living there." "Excuse me, but you're supposed to be moved in." "No, we haven't actually moved in yet." I went to check on the house, and it looked like someone else was residing there. "Pardon me, but are you certain there hasn't been an error? Maybe you've got the wrong address." "I'm absolutely certain. I used the key to unlock and open the front door of this residence. I'm on my way right now. Hold on. Only Vernon and I had keys to this property." The real estate agent assured me they'd be here quickly. I felt a wave of fear at the thought that someone had invaded our new home. Just then I heard the blare of police sirens outside. I unlocked the front door to see what was going on. The police cruiser halted in front of our new home and officers encircled me. "You're under arrest for the crime of burglary." "What?" The person who filed the report was allegedly the wife living in the place, who contacted the police after arriving home to find shoes near the doorway and hearing sounds inside. How am I supposed to be burglarizing my own place? This has to be some sort of joke. I tried to tell the police that this was my house. Then a woman who looked like the one who made the report pointed at me and said, "This woman is my husband's stalker. She even broke into our house." How terrifying. "What? Who are you? This is my home. Don't tell me you've been living here without authorization. I'm going to take legal action against you for trespassing." At that moment, the real estate agent showed up. Since they had personally handled the paperwork and we knew each other well, they confirmed that I was who I claimed to be. As I had a key, so did the reporting woman. The key I used didn't work, it was just a duplicate. The cops questioned the woman, wanting to know why. "Seriously, that can't be right. I called my husband right away. Lock that crazy woman up." The woman who reported the break-in was incredibly angry, explaining that she had already reached her husband by phone. And the person who showed up immediately was, of all people, my husband, Vernon. I rushed over here after my wife contacted me. That woman isn't my wife, she's the one stalking me. This woman here who reported the incident is my real wife. Vernon flat out announced I wasn't his wife at all. He insisted the woman who had reported the break-in was his wife and that I was the stalker. Vernon, what are you even saying? Enough already. I'm completely fed up with you constantly harassing us. Stop disrupting our marriage. That's right, you just won't quit. I even informed your employer about your behavior. They moved you to a remote branch permanently so you can't get close to our home. While I was still frozen in disbelief, a police officer spoke up. Leaving aside the stalking accusations for the moment, we need to establish if this person is actually a burglar. Who legally owns this house? Of course I do. I'm also listed as a co-owner. What are you talking about? We aren't married or anything. The house is solely in my name. What? We are married, aren't we? Possibly we were, but we finalized our divorce already. I was absolutely floored. The police officer then stated they did a quick check. The land and the building are officially owned by this man and this woman. The officer pointed directly at me. It appears we had that property as a married couple, but the divorce papers were submitted just last month. Divorce papers? Seriously? Yep, we're divorced, all right. Consequently, the property is solely in my name now. The officer inquired, you weren't aware of the divorce documents. Don't you recall signing them? No, I know I didn't sign any divorce paperwork. At that moment, the realtor interjected. Well, even with a divorce, the joint ownership usually stays the same. Robin still has rights to the property. What? Seriously? Vernon's expression went white. The police officer agreed and stated, then she's not a burglar, she just entered her own residence. Sir, we're going to need you to come to the station. We need to talk about that alleged forgery of divorce papers. And with that, Vernon was led away by the officers. Afterward, Vernon was arrested for faking my signature on the divorce papers, essentially forging official documents. It came out that Vernon had been involved with that other woman even when we were dating. He chose to marry me because I earned more, making it simpler to get the mortgage approved. After we got married, he continued his relationship with his mistress, falsified the divorce documents, and then wed her. Furthermore, Vernon and his mistress accused me of stalking my car, making a plan to keep me away from my workplace, and making me unable to live in the new house. Vernon incorrectly thought that once the divorce was done, the house would immediately become his. I insisted that Vernon give me a large, one-time payment to cover the fallout from his cheating. Concerning his girlfriend, I took legal action against her, not only for financial compensation, but also for libel connected to the untrue allegations of stalking, as well as the unlawful entry of our home. Because I didn't want to stay in the house where my unfaithful husband and his lover had been, I had the property's shared ownership and the responsibility for the mortgage payments transferred to the other woman. Vernon lost his job after he was arrested. It was difficult for him to find new employment, so he had to relocate to another state to get a job. This meant he wasn't able to live in the house, but he was still responsible for the loan payments. The other woman wouldn't go with Vernon, and it seems she stayed in the house for a while. Eventually, though, she fell behind on the mortgage and she left both the house and Vernon. The new house ended up being sold off. I was asked to return to the office, and I started working again in my old department. The higher-ups said they were sorry for believing the false stalking claims, and that actually helped me feel a little better. Even though I went through a horrible time with a truly awful man, I'm determined to keep going, and I really hope that someday this whole mess will just be an amusing anecdote to recount.